Welcome to the Explainer. Today, we're going to take a totally standard AI model and turn it into a star student. You know, the kind that doesn't just give you the right answer, but actually shows its work so you can see how it got there.
Okay, just look at these two answers. Which one would you actually trust more? On the left, you just get a number out of nowhere. But on the right, you get the story behind it. See, getting the right answer is great, but understanding the reasoning, that's what builds trust. And that's exactly what we're going for today.
So here's our game plan. We're going to follow a complete training journey, taking our AI from, let's say, a promising but kind of lazy student to a really reliable problem solver. And I'm going to walk you through every single step.
So the challenge we're tackling is pretty straightforward, but it's a big one. We've got this smart AI, but it has this one really bad habit. It just spits out an answer without explaining its thinking. And that makes it almost impossible to trust and, total nightmare to fix when it gets something wrong.
To get our AI's training started, we're going to need two things. First, we need a really powerful training philosophy to guide its learning. And second, we need the right gear to make sure that learning happens super fast.
First up is our training philosophy, and it's this thing called GRPO. The easiest way to think about it is like a really smart reward system. It lets us give the AI little points for good behavior, like showing its work or getting the format right. We're basically teaching it, step by step, what a good answer really looks like to us.
And that brings us to the second piece of the puzzle, Unsloth. If GRPO is the training plan, then Unsloth is like the high-tech workout gear. It's this awesome open-source library that just makes everything go way faster. It makes this kind of advanced training possible even on something like a free GPU you can get from Google Colab. It's a game changer.
All right, so we've got our philosophy and our gear. Now we need the actual study materials for our AI student. And, just as important, we need a super clear grading rubric so it knows exactly how it's being scored.
So the AI is basically going to be studying from this math workbook called the GSM-8K dataset. It's this great collection of grade school math problems. And they're perfect because they're simple enough to have one clear right answer, but they're also complex enough that you need a few logical steps to get there. It's the perfect training ground for teaching reasoning.
But of course, you can't just throw the workbook at the AI. First, we have to prep the data. This means setting up really clear rules for how everything should be structured. We're going to use these specific tags, like reasoning and answer, so the AI knows exactly what's expected of it. No confusion.
And this, right here, this is our grading rubric. It's all built around these specific reward functions. We're basically telling the AI, hey, you get points for getting the answer right, you get a few more points if you actually provide a number, and you get bonus points for perfect formatting and using all the tags correctly. Okay, the rules are set. The study materials are ready. It is officially time for the training montage. This is where our AI student hits the books, starts solving problems, and really begins to learn from that feedback system we set up.
And believe it or not, this whole massive process kicks off with just one simple command. The GRPO trainer just takes over from here. It starts feeding the AI thousands of problems from our dataset, and it uses those reward functions we just defined to constantly guide its learning. Reinforcing the good habits and correcting the bad ones.
But, and this is a really important tip, just like any good training, it takes time. You've got to be patient here. You might not see those reward scores start to climb right away. Real, meaningful improvement doesn't happen in a flash. It's built over hundreds and hundreds of attempts.
And you can see that persistence totally pays off. Over hundreds of these training steps, the model's accuracy and its ability to follow our rules just gets better and better and better. It's just like a student whose grades start climbing after weeks of practice. So after all of that hard work, the studying, the practice, the constant feedback, it is finally time for the final exam. We have to see if all this training actually paid off. Did our student really learn its lessons?
To find out, we give our newly fine-tuned model a brand new math problem. One it has never, ever seen before during its training. This is the real test. Has it actually learned a skill, or did it just memorize a bunch of answers? Let's see.
And the result? It's a huge success. The model absolutely nails it. Not only does it get the final answer right, but it lays out its entire thought process in this clear, logical way, all wrapped up in the perfect formatting we trained it to use. It passed with flying colors.
So what we just walked through, it's more than just a cool technical experiment.
This whole process, it really represents a major shift in making powerful AI tools more accessible, more transparent, and honestly, more useful for everybody.
So let's just do a quick recap of the playbook here. This process gives us a clear, repeatable path to customize an AI's behavior. And you know what the best part is? Once you're done, you can save your new, specialized model and share it with the whole world on platforms like the Hugging Face Hub.
And this is really the most important takeaway. This kind of powerful AI customization isn't just for huge labs with massive budgets anymore. Because of these amazing open source tools like Unsloth, you don't need a supercomputer. You can get these same results right from your own machine. And all of this leads to one final, really powerful thought. As these tools get easier and easier to use, the ability to create reliable, trustworthy AI is being put into more and more people's hands. So it's not really a question of if we can build smarter AI anymore. The question is, what are we going to choose to build with it? What problems will you solve?